السلام عليكم. لا تنسوا الاعجاب بالفيديو والاشتراك في القناة تشجيعا لنا لنستمر بنشر المزيد إن شاء الله.
Well then, the two of you, I mean, this man will
scholar, but I did change religion for a
Yeah, what am I going to verify? Sorry, what am I going to verify?
Someone who's more expert.
What am I going to verify?
If you ask this man,
engage with them. Don't engage with us.
if you ask this man from his knowledge of the hadiths, did Muhammad ever order any assassinations? He will say yes. He'll say there's a reason for those assassinations. Muhammad did assassinate women and men.
If that's in the hadith,
What's your point? I don't get your point.
You have no problem.
I don't understand your point. What's your point you're making?
So now you know that he believes that Muhammad did assassinate women.
and himself killed them.
No, when you tell your Muslim warriors go and kill this woman,
Yeah.
kill the person yourself.
For what? I mean, I've never heard this in anything
Yeah.
that I've researched.
I've never heard that
I'm
story
no
from-
scholar, sheikh, but obviously, but I have done my own
I've got a very
research.
limited.
So why are you afraid to engage people of knowledge? Why are you afraid to
But
engage people of
generally
knowledge?
speaking, sir, you do have to, we all have to, whether we're Muslim or Christian or atheists, it doesn't matter. We do have to be very careful of what we believe in the media and what we read, and we do have to do thorough research, regardless. Because you're talking about something that I've never read.
This is not in the media.
I know, I'm just giving an example, but you're saying that you read it in a hadith. Some hadiths, there are criteria to authenticate a hadith.
Exactly,
I think
yes.
there are 5 criteria. I don't know, maybe that's for hijab. I'm getting
the
confused.
science of hadith,
But there are
yes.
criteria. Some are authenticated and some are not.
I don't understand your point, though.
Something that you read may not be. It could be an anti-Muslim who is trying to spread dirt about Islam.
Because many Muslims, including this man, will
Why do you keep including me? I don't know you.
will
Sorry, excuse me for everyone here. I don't know this guy, yeah? And he's talking like he knows what I think and know and...
spoken
Please,
a number of times.
I've spoken with you.
So I've been here for 7 years, so we have spoken.
I don't remember speaking to you.
So
I would remember this nonsense.
In my
I don't remember this nonsense.
I have spoken to him.
So what is that? Sorry. It all makes sense now. That's why you don't want to engage me. I get it. Don't want to look a fool on camera. I accept that.
There was one of the men during the time of Muhammad Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam. He was accusing his wife Aisha, 9 years old, remarried, of committing adultery. So Muhammad Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam could have ordered his companions to kill that.
Yes.
But Muhammad Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam, his response was, I don't want people to start saying that Muhammad is killing his own companions. So why don't you know this story? Why do you rather know these stories where Muhammad is assassinated?
And he's kind and gentle and he shows forgiveness.
That's someone who insulted one of his wives.
I know the story about the.
He had forgiveness and kindness.
And he was one of the main hypocrites.
That matches character.
I know one of the stories, partly one of the stories about a woman used to throw cabbage or something at Muhammad and he forgot.
Tell us the story. Tell us the story of the woman who threw cabbage. Tell us the story of the woman who threw cabbage.
It's not cabbage.
I know. Garbage.
So you know the story,
I do.
and I, of my own admission, said I know in part of the story.
Yes.
Because Muslims have up here for 7 years have told me that story many times.
Yeah.
So,
Do you believe the story?
yes, I suppose.
Oh, so you believe that story?
Yes, I do.
So you believe you showed that compassion to that woman?
People do many things for different reasons.
Okay.
When I look at Muhammad as a whole, I see the amount of assassinations, beheadings.
Beheadings? Please don't say Bani Correta. Please don't say Bani Correta.
Somebody, there's no point.
Oh, no.
In Medina, a large trench was dug.
Oh, please.
Muhammad gave the order.
He's now quoted from Ibn Ishaq, which 70% of the scholars reject 70% of his work.
Some people don't like it.
As authentic. Why does 70% of the scholars reject that story?
Fabricated.
Why? No, why?
Because if you,
No, why does 70% of the scholars reject that story?
well, many of the Muslims up here.
No, why does 70% of the scholars reject Ibn Ishaq's version of events? Why?
Because they don't like the sound of it.
No. They don't like the sound of
We'll
it.
have to leave you.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
All right.
I'll see.
And we'll continue.
Well, that's up to me, isn't it?
Would you like to continue?
No, I wouldn't like to continue.
You wouldn't?
I can continue. Yeah.
Are you going to continue or not
What do
continue?
you want to talk about then?
Whatever you want to talk about. What do you believe?
What's the subject?
Let's see what you believe.
I believe that I'm a sinner.
Are you Christian?
That's what I believe in. Yeah?
Yeah, all right, you're a sinner.
That I can not please God by any of my actions.
Okay.
If I was to give all my money to the poor,
Yep.
if I was to be martyred, without causing any pain to anybody else, if I was to give all my body parts to science to save people, that I still wouldn't be acceptable to God in heaven.
Why do you believe that?
Because he's perfect.
No, why do you believe that? It's what you just said.
And I'm imperfect.
No, why do you believe that, though?
My conscience tells me.
How does your conscience tell you that?
How does my conscience?
How do you know that none of anything you can do can please God? How do you know that?
Because what I've just told you.
No. I want to know why you believe that. Your conscience can't tell you that. You weren't born believing that.
You're saying my conscience can't tell me something.
Your conscience can't tell you God will forgive you.
How do you know what my conscience can tell me or not?
Because your conscience is based on your your social conditioning and what you've read, what you've seen, what you've heard, what you've taught, which will influence you. Of course it is.
You believe there's a God?
Do I believe there's a creator?
Yes.
Of course.
So
do you?
So
do you accept there's a creator? Let's see what we agree on.
So you're saying,
do you believe in a creator?
So you're saying that your conscience is by your own social conditioning?
My conscience?
Yes.
My conscience? Yes, of course it is. Yeah, of course it is.
And not by your God?
What do you think social conditioning is?
I know what social conditioning is.
What is social conditioning?
It's the society.
Right. So is me not learning about Islam, reading the Quran, understanding the teachings of Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, not part of my social conditioning?
That's what it is.
Is it or not?
So there's no creator.
Is it or not?
There's no creator involved.
Is it or not?
There's no creator involved.
Is that or not?
My question to you is: there's no creator involved.
Is it or not?
You're not answering my question.
No, I asked the question.
I asked you a question.
You can't answer my question with a question. Answer my question first, then I'll answer your question.
I can do whatever I want. Speaker's corner.
Well, are we dealing logically here or illogically here?
My logic tells me that, first of all, you've said that you know what my conscience is. Yes?
No, my logic says you ask a question and the person answers that question.
No, you made an accusation. You said your conscience is this.
No, I said I said to you, your conscience is bound by your social conditioning.
So that's your statement.
Do you agree or not?
No, it's not.
It's not. So you're saying your conscience would be the same here?
I say, well, let me put it this way. To a certain degree, who I am as a person, my social conditioning has an effect, but there's something higher than that, and it's the Spirit of God who witnesses to me above my social.
Who told you that?
God told me.
When God spoke to you?
He did speak to me.
Really?
Has God spoken to
you?
you?
Hear God's voice?
Has God spoken to you?
Yes.
When did God speak to you?
Every day.
Do you hear God's voice?
No.
You don't hear God's voice?
No.
So when he speaks to you, you can't hear his voice?
No.
So you're deaf to his voice?
I don't hear his voice. My ears are not capable of hearing his voice.
You're deaf to his
voice? No. My ears are deaf to his voice. Yes, of course.
So you hear his voice?
No, you didn't say that, did you? He said he was going to speak to me.
And how does he speak to you?
Through his messengers.
Through his messenger? Who is his messenger?
Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam.
That's one person. You said messengers.
Yeah. His prophets.
Huh?
Through his messengers.
Which prophets?
Jesus, Moses, Abraham, Adam, Noah, Jacob, Joseph.
Adam told you.
Adam. It's through the message. What's the message of Adam?
No, I'm asking you the question.
You said, listen.
You said that
as far as I'm concerned,
you said that Allah speaks to you through Adam. So what does Adam say?
All of the messengers of God.
What does Adam say?
I'll make it easy for you. All of the messengers of God.
I'm asking about Adam.
I'm talking about all of them. I'm including Adam. I'm including Muhammad. I'm including Jesus. And I'm not talking about Adam specifically, isn't it? It's what came from him. Yeah, was to worship one God. Worship God.
Where does Adam say that?
Adam doesn't have to say to me, Hamza, you have to worship God.
You said you hear.
His message wasn't for me, was it?
Adam.
Was Adam's message for me?
Huh?
No, I didn't say I hear the voice of Adam. Do you not listen?
You don't hear the voice.
Look. You asked me.
You said you hear the voice.
You asked me, does God speak to you? I said yes, through his messenger. Now, obviously, the logical question is, his messengers are dead. How does his messenger speak to you? Logical answer. Logical question. Speak logic, my friend. Yeah?
I have been speaking logically.
No, you've not.
I have.
No, you haven't. If I said to you, God speaks to me through his messenger...
Understand logic, then that's up to you, isn't it? Really?
I do understand logic.
But you say you don't understand me.
Yeah, because you're not speaking logically.
That's an accusation.
I'm making an accusation.
You understand me, don't you?
No, I don't understand you.
You understand what I just said then? You don't understand what I'm saying?
To him,
what are you talking about?
You don't understand my logic.
Look, it's very, very simple. It's very, very simple, yeah? I believe God speaks to me through his messenger. Now, of course, the messengers are all dead. But, alhamdulillah, the final messenger of God was given...
All of them?
All of them, apart from Jesus. All right. None of the messengers are here. Okay.
Jesus is alive, yes?
Yes, alhamdulillah.
And he never died.
Alhamdulillah. Anyway, so now... So now, how do I know the message of God? Now...
Sorry, let me qualify that. Jesus died physically in the body.
You don't have to qualify nothing.
But his spirit never died.
Listen.
His spirit
As far as the Quran is concerned, whatever happened to Jesus was irrelevant. Irrelevant, mate. So forget it.
You're saying
irrelevant.
You're saying something that is written in the Quran is irrelevant.
I'm saying something. No. What
happened to,
according to Allah, nobody knows what happened to Jesus.
What's written down in the Quran about Jesus is irrelevant.
Yes, because Allah says it is.
The Quran is irrelevant.
No. How do you make that equivocation?
Because it speaks. Because Muhammad spoke about.
No. How do you make that equivocation? Did Muhammad speak about Jesus?
Yes, he did.
Really? Where?
When he made up the Quran.
Whoa! Now you made another. Now you're saying Muhammad is the author of the Quran?
Yes, of course he is.
Who told you that?
Muhammad himself.
Where?
When he spoke.
But he said he authored the Quran.
He did. He spoke it. He's the only person who spoke.
Did he claim to be the author of the Quran?
He spoke it.
Did he claim to be the author of the Quran?
It doesn't matter what.
If I speak the words of Lord of the Rings, am I J.R. Tolkien?
No, but when you make things up yourself,
Am I?
Wait, look, if you were to say,
Am I?
If you were to say publicly here.
Am I?
If you were to say publicly.
Just answer the question.
If you were to say publicly
here. Am I J.R. Tolkien by reading Lord of the Rings?
To say publicly here,
yes,
in your arrogance, that God says I'm the greatest prophet. If you were to say it to people here.
What are you talking about?
Your pride and arrogance.
Did Muhammad Sallallahu ever claim to be the author of the Quran? You made the claim he did. Where?
Because he made it.
Did he make the claim?
He made it up.
Did he make the claim?
Even Aisha.
Did he make the claim?
Even Aisha.
Did he make the claim?
Even Aisha.
Did he make the claim?
He spoke.
Did he make the claim?
He made it up himself.
Did he make the claim?
He made it up himself.
Can you answer the question?
Why don't you?
No, we're not going around in circles. You're just avoiding the question. That's not going around in circles. That's you avoiding the question. I'll ask again. Did he make the claim he authored the Quran? Yes or no?
He didn't say the word.
Did he author it?
But he did.
Did he claim it?
In fact, he did.
Where?
Show us. When he said the words.
When did he claim he authored the Quran? Did he say these are my words?
When he said.
Hear what I say.
When he said that he's the greatest prophet.
Did he claim to be the author?
When he said with his own lips that he's the greatest prophet.
Is he answering the question?
You're not letting him
speak. Okay, sorry. She says I'm not letting you speak. I'll ask the question, yeah? Did he make the claim he's the author of the Quran? I'm not going to speak.
I say this. That first of all,
are you listening?
Yes.
Right, make sure you do.
First of all, I believe when he said the Quran, he made it up himself. He didn't say the words that you said.
What did he say?
What did he say? You just said that, right?
What?
Yeah, what did he say? The words that you said.
I'm not saying anything here. I'm letting him speak.
He didn't say. But he made the Quran up himself. That's what I believe.
Right. Now stop. Now he has not given us a claim. He's given his opinion.
I don't know the answer.
Well, no. Well, you interjected now. You drag yourself into this. Okay. So now you have to understand. You're trying to make it. I'm being unfair here. Well, this is the unfair one here. Why? One, he's giving his opinion now. What's your opinion based on?
What's my opinion based?
Yeah. So first thing. First thing. You made the claim Muhammad authored the Quran. We've now confirmed that you agree that Muhammad never claimed he did, but you believe he did. Yeah. So we've gone from Muhammad claiming he did, which is gone now, for you believing he did.
I never said that he claimed it. What I said is I believe.
So your opinion is what? Your opinion is Muhammad authored the Quran.
And
let's put that to the test.
Based on this.
Should we put it to the test? Let's put it to the test.
On the height of arrogance, for a man to say that he's the greatest prophet out of his own lips.
Did he say that?
He said.
Where?
Allah says.
Oh, wait. Did he say that? Did he say that?
He did say that.
No, he didn't.
Yes, he did.
See, you talk about circular arguments here. No, you're bringing one.
That's not a circular argument.
Okay. Can God say Muhammad's the greatest prophet?
First of all, it was Muhammad.
Can God say it?
It was Muhammad.
Can God say it?
It was Muhammad who said
Can
it.
God say it?
It was Muhammad who said it.
Can God say it?
It was Muhammad who said it.
Oh, fuck.
Was it Muhammad who said it? You don't.
Who said it? According to the Quran, who said it?
It's on shaking
First of all, according to Uthman's
according to the Quran.
The authorized version.
According to the Quran.
Uthman's version.
According to the Quran.
It's Uthman's version. Why don't you say it's Uthman's version?
According to the Quran. Continue.
You don't want to say it.
I'm not even going to go to that minefield. Just, you haven't got the academia to deal with it. You haven't got the academia to do it. Tell me about Haruf. Tell me about Haruf.
You want me to learn Arabic?
No, tell me about Haruf.
You want me to learn Arabic?
No, it's not to do with Arabic. It's to do with versions.
Well,
so
you want to throw that in, yeah? Tell me about
no. Because you're claiming versions now.
About thermodynamics. I don't know.
Well, I'm not talking about thermodynamics. You're talking about versions of the Quran as if you understand it. So tell us about the science of Quran.
Uthman's version.
Tell us about the different recitations. Tell us about the different memorizations. Tell us about the warsh.
First of all, you
can't tell us, can you?
First of all, you know that
because David Wood, he doesn't quite go that deep for you. You see.
First of all,
he doesn't go deep enough for you. Yeah, you have to be very, very careful. And this is a warning to anybody here coming trying to quote answering Islam. You're going to look stupid.
First of all,
yeah. Because it's all been refuted.
First of all, Uthman did authorise the Quran that you...
I'm not being unfair again here, I'm just making my point.
Yes,
Say it again?
Yes. You heard what I said, yes?
No, I didn't.
I'll say it again. Uthman authorised the version, the Quran version...
We're talking about the Quran. The Quran I have today, yes. Who is the author?
It's the authorised...
Who claims to be the author?
Well, I think it was somewhere in, Egypt.
He says Muhammad is the greatest. He says Muhammad. Now you're changing. He says Muhammad.
Muhammad is the greatest prophet. You said Muhammad said he's the greatest prophet.
Yes.
Don't give on. Don't give him a snap. Don't give him a snap out.
Muhammad said that.
Don't let him slip out. Okay. Listen. You made the claim Muhammad authored the Quran. Yes. You made that claim.
No, I didn't say that.
Well, you take that back.
I said Uthman.
So Muhammad didn't author the Quran.
Uthman, he authored it.
First of all, Uthman authorised...
Wait. Are you saying Muhammad authored the Quran or not?
You're going to play with words there, yeah?
No. We're asking simple questions.
Who's the author?
Who is the author of the Quran?
You made the claim.
The Quran that you have,
According to you.
the Quran that you have is Uthman's authorised version, isn't it?
So did he author it? He wrote it.
Who?
Uthman.
Uthman.
Did he reveal it to the companions?
Uthman had Zayd gather it in.
Who's the author?
Huh?
Who's the author of the Quran?
Uthman gathered in what he wanted.
Who's the author of the Quran?
Uthman.
Uthman is the author of the Quran.
Huh?
Uthman is the author of the Quran.
The version that you have,
Why'd you say that?
because all other versions were burnt.
Who told you that?
It's in the Hadith.
Explain it to me.
Explain it to you.
Yeah.
You know it already.
No, I don't.
You don't, no?
What, you're saying to me there was different versions of the Quran? No.
You
No, I don't.
You don't, no?
No.
And you haven't read this in
Tell
the
me about it.
Hadith.
No, tell me about
You
it.
have.
What hadith?
Tell us all about it. She definitely wants to know. So tell us.
I'll let you know, Mr. David, I am a convinced Christian, so I'm...
Oh, I can deal with that. Would you like me to deal with your Christianity after I've dealt with this nonsense? No problem.
I don't think you should lie in the park, because you know exactly what I'm saying.
Oh, whoa.
You're going around the bush, bro.
Sorry, guys. You just called me a liar. You just called me a liar.
You're saying that you've never heard of Uthman sending out his authorised versions to Damascus, Syria.
That wasn't the question you asked me.
It is the
You just changed the question.
It is the question.
No, it's not.
I said Uthman.
You said to me, Uthman burned other versions of the Quran. No, he didn't.
He sent his men out with his authorised version, and he had all other copies.
Why did he do that?
Manuscripts. So you know it's true.
No, not in the words you put it, no.
You said that you didn't know about it, so you have lied.
I didn't, no. Don't put words in my mouth, mate. You made a claim. You said Uthman burned all of the versions of the Quran.
You did, yeah.
No, I didn't say that. No, I didn't. I never claimed that.
Bits of manuscripts.
Do me a favour. We do need an expert on this, because I want to give it in detail, just so you understand as a convinced Christian, yeah, that he's talking nonsense. And when you hear this again, you'll know it's nonsense, okay? Do me a favour. Just get Mansour, yeah? Mansour will put this to bed for you, yeah? So you will never act stupid asking this question again, because you're completely misinformed.
Accusation. You're saying that.
Yeah, it's an accusation. I'm saying this accusation now on camera. You're misinformed or mistaken or lying.
At what point?
On the fact. Come. Yeah, also. Mansour. Okay, my friend here, yeah? He's deflected to a different point, right? We were talking about... He was claiming that Muhammad is the author of the Quran. I asked him where did he...
I didn't say that. Uthman.
You know, we got on camera, you said Muhammad.
I didn't say Muhammad.
Yes, you did, because Why would I keep... okay. Why would I keep asking you?
You played with words. I said...
Convinced Christian, you were listening. Did he not say Muhammad was the author of the Quran? And then I asked him where did he make that claim. Then he changed. Then he switched to Uthman.
Sorry. I must apologise.
Thank you. So you did lie.
I didn't lie.
You were mistaken.
No, we're talking about two different subjects. If we're talking about Muhammad already telling people about the Quran.
No, I didn't ask. That's a simple question, mate. Who's the author of the Quran?
I haven't finished what I'm saying.
Anyway, okay.
No,
No, I'm going to come to the point where I brought Mansour, because Mansour's a busy man.
Not anyway.
One second. No.
Anyway, no, not anyway. Not 1 second.
I want to deal with this man nonsense.
Not 1 second.
All right. So basically, my friend here, right?
Hey, I'm talking to you over here.
Yeah. Well, I'm talking to him 1 second. So basically, well, he needs to know what we're talking about, isn't it?
No, he doesn't.
Yes, he does.
I'm having a conversation with you.
Right. So basically, what it is, he claims the Quran we have today is Uthman's the author, right? Then he trying to say that Uthman burned all other Qurans.
He's lying.
Did he not say that, convinced Christian?
To clarify his position then.
All right. Yeah, clarify your position. Sorry, forgive me. I don't want to put words in your mouth.
Because we're talking about two.
Clarify your position.
The earlier conversation was, I believe that when Muhammad first narrated the Quran, nobody else said it. It was him himself. And the hadith say that he could not read or write, so he spoke it, and then his followers, his companions, wrote it down on memory.
Well, that's not an issue. I agree with that. What's the problem?
That's the first.
I have no issue with that.
So that's the first subject. That's
right.
Muhammad saying.
Who told Muhammad what to write?
Hold on a minute. And I claim that Muhammad made it up as he went along.
That's what you believe.
So,
according to your opinion.
Now, going forward to when Muhammad's dead, a different subject.
Right. Here's where we bring you in.
Uthman he authorised the Quran that you have now.
Right.
So if we jump back to Muhammad, I'm not saying Muhammad is the author of the Quran you have now. I'm saying Uthman is the. You understand my point? Yeah?
Right now, right?
Yeah. I could, when you were saying he's claiming that Muhammad is the author.
All right, we'll do two things here then. Okay, we'll do two things. All right, I see where you split it. I see where you split it. So what we'll do here, yeah, my brother here will rinse you now. Sorry. On this understanding of Uthman, all right, and then I will rinse you on your original point on Muhammad receiving revelation. Okay, we'll do both. Yeah. He'll do the second part because he's an expert on that. Then I'll destroy your initial point. But yeah, fair enough. And then convinced Christian will see he's got nothing to stand on, and then we'll deal with your Christianity. Fair enough. Yeah. All right.
Will you do this? Will you do this in a spirit of love and generosity, or arrogance and?
Oh, he's a nice guy. He's a nice guy.
No, but will you do it in a spirit? Yeah. Will you do it in a spirit of arrogance and pride, and self-claims of wisdom?
I take great pride in refuting lies in the park, my friend. Great pride. I have no issue with that. Yeah, I love refuting falsehood. I love it. Alhamdulillah. Yeah, that's what I'm here to do. Simple as that. Okay. Anyway, so my man here. So what's your point about Uthman? Just so convinced Christian can clearly understand the point. What's your point about Uthman being in the Quran? What do you think it proves or makes or what?
I believe that. My lack of knowledge of the wars that went on after Muhammad's death. But there was disagreements about leadership, and there was the Muslims did go to war within inside themselves.
Oh, it's to the Quran.
Yes.
Why did Uthman burn the Quran?
So Uthman, he first of all he gathered in all of the. Forget that. Zayd out to gather.
Why did he do it?
Why did he do it?
What do you think it proves?
Well, I think as a power source, he actually won out as a tribal leader.
Right.
Against others. Mm-hmm. So what he said went, and he sent his men out.
What do you think it proves?
He sent his authorised version.
So you're saying now the Quran we have today is Uthman's version?
Yes.
Now does that mean?
And we can't check whether we do or not have.
What do you mean by Uthman's version?
Because
what's the difference between Muhammad's version and Uthman's?
We can't tell because Uthman, according to the Hadith, burnt.
What do you think the difference is?
Do you understand what I just said?
Yes. What do you think the difference is?
Misunderstood what
I heard exactly what you said.
You can't tell because everything else has been burnt.
Right. So you're saying you don't know if there was differences.
What I'm saying is, you don't know.
So what you're saying is, how do we know?
Yeah, exactly. Okay. Mansour. Okay.
Burnt everything else.
The table is spread. Mansour, welcome to the banquet. There you go. This is Brother Mansour. He'll be able to explain.
I just want to. I don't want to be standing in the sun staring.
We can move out with the sun, no worries.
I don't mind. No. It's okay. When Uthman has a role, when he has a role in the Quran, so you understand there are political activities going on. Yep. Political activities going on.
I don't understand everything.
No. Because you mentioned about how there were war between groups.
Yes.
Right. Were there people after Uthman radiallahu anhu who were not from his group, but they became in power?
I don't know. My knowledge about that time is not that extensive.
Okay. So I'll
ask you a question. When Muhammad died, was there a clear leadership change, or was there discussion or arguments about who should take up the leadership?
Okay. This is a totally different question and a subject to the compilation and transmission of the Quran.
It's the same subject because whoever's in power, like the victor wins and tells the history that they want to tell.
Okay, that's precisely the reason I asked you if we think the powerful authority who is the leader of the community is changing the Quran, then what would you expect, as reason dictates, that after his death, if the opposition takes control of power, they will reinstate back what was the true nature of the Quran.
Should I tell you why?
Please. Before you ask, I haven't asked you a question yet. I'm just trying.
You haven't asked me a question.
No, I haven't. What I'm saying is this: if you link this to the Quran and its transmission is linked with whoever's in power, they make changes and they officially say this is the official sanctioned copy of the Quran. That's the gist of your argument.
No, my gist of my argument is.
Or is that not the case?
First of all, by as I understand, the authentic hadith that Sunni Muslims believe, that Uthman did gather together the Quran. He didn't say, oh, here's Muhammad's copy, we have it here, just go and print this out and send it out to people. He actually had to gather it in afresh from the different people, because they were worried that the people on the battlefield who knew the Quran off by
So you need to read a bit more on this issue, because you have read a little bit on this issue.
According to the hadith, that they were worried that they would lose parts of the Quran because the people who recited it in their heart were dying on the battlefield. So Uthman gathered in the Quran.
I think deal with that issue first about the battlefield.
Gathered in on dead animal.
Was he the first one to officially compile it?
No, Abu Bakr.
So what happened to that when he was compiling his own compilation?
Well, what was wrong with Abu Bakr's copy? Should be your question to yourself.
No,
really.
please.
Shouldn't it be?
May I ask you for a clarification? You are giving us the impression that Uthman radiallahu anhu, Uthman, the political leader, the Khalifa, while he was in power, he somehow compiled his own version.
According to...
Allow me to make my point, right? But the fact remains, even before him, another official compilation happened at the Caliphate of Abu Bakr radiallahu anhu. Is that what you're saying?
And what's your...
Wait.
What was wrong with that?
Excuse me.
What was wrong with
No, you don't ask me questions. I will ask on this matter. So allow me to. Excuse me. That's not going to be. It's not going to be very fair. Allow me to finish my point.
I ask you questions.
Yes. I will answer.
And you can have a
Okay, I'm answering
You
then.
can choose to answer.
Thank you. I'm answering. So allow me to finish my answer.
Tell me whether I ask you questions or not.
My friend, don't worry. Don't worry. So allow me to continue finish my answer. So now, if
I claim that I believe that Muhammad.
The reason we brought Uthman in.
But Uthman, I know.
No, you made the claim.
You asked me the question.
You said it's no.
You said, was there any other? And I said Uthman.
You made the claim.
Made the claim.
Let's clarify that.
I've been here for 7 years.
Let me just
And still, you haven't clarified to yourself the very basics of the collection of the Quran. You have access to so much material. For these last 7 years, you've been in Speaker's Corner. You have been discussing this how many times? Probably many times.
Many times, yeah.
Right. And yet, you haven't taken the opportunity for your self-learning to find out the very basics of the compilation of the Quran. So you've raised an issue how political authority can change the Quran. And that's why I said, if this was the case, reason tells us, if it was the case, forget about whether there's collections before by Abu Bakr or not.
Yes.
For the sake of argument. If after the death of Uthman, radiallahu anhu, we find one of the opposition party becomes the elected or selected whoever, political leader, leader of the state, you would expect if something was changed of the Quran, they will reinstate it back. Let me finish. Because Muslims cannot tolerate even a change with one letter of the Quran. Because it is not like your Bible where you change day and night, year by year, month by month, Middle Ages, even today you change and you say that's okay. Let me finish. No, it's important. Your particular outlook on the scripture is totally different than ours. You might say, oh, who cares, in the Middle Ages they added 1 John 5:7. Because they couldn't find a supporting verse of the Trinity, they introduced one. And you say, but we've discovered the forgery, it's okay now, we know it's a forgery in the Middle Ages. We don't take it as lightly as this. We will only accept the Quran as exactly 100% from the Prophet ﷺ, from Allah. We don't, excuse me, I have not finished yet. I have not finished. So when, that's what you're claiming. So when we find a claim like this, that, political leadership changes the Quran, then you'd expect every single political leader that comes. I have not made my finish. I haven't finished my point. Excuse me. Can you finish? Okay.
Shouldn't you ask?
I have to leave. I'm sorry.
Shouldn't you ask?
No, I haven't finished my point, and you're already thinking of our reputation in mind. So that is not a sincere way of discussing. I haven't finished my point. Excuse me. I haven't finished my point. Do you realize? Once I finish, I will give the floor to you, and then you discuss whatever I said. If I made any mistake, you can correct me. If I've said something wrong, and say, there you go, that's wrong. Okay. So what I'm saying is this. There are many political establishments with opposing views that became leader of the Muslims at different time point in history. Muslims take the Quran seriously. They cannot allow even a single letter change, okay, or a word change or a verse change. This is how Quran is to the Muslims. Hold on to your thoughts. Be patient. Learn some patience. Patience is a virtue. So, if Uthman, for the sake of argument, radiallahu anhu, may God be pleased with him, if he introduced any change in the Quran, if he was able to, that's another question altogether, if he was able to, we would find throughout history, people have changed the changes back to what was supposed to be the Quran. Have we got any of this?
Right.
Yeah, good point.
You said we would, yeah, since you're assuming that I am agreeing with you, yeah?
So you wouldn't?
Well, I understand your point, don't get me wrong, I understand your point, but when you're in politics, or especially if you've got a book that you've got people following, there can be other political reasons why you wouldn't change it, even if you're the opposition party.
You didn't change it?
Yes, because it's like...
Uthman did change it through political reasons.
And he's saying the next opposition comes after will not change it back.
Uthman was the only person who politically changed the Quran, according to you.
I've got the name. Mansour, yeah? Your point is the opposition got into power after Uthman's death, yes?
Yeah.
And you're saying that you'd expect that they would change it back.
To have your conviction.
Yeah. Is it not reasonable to expect that?
It is reasonable.
Okay.
But also, politically, they may decide that actually we've got to play our cards this way and keep it as it is. The system works. Our power base is here. We're getting wealthy. We're gaining more land. Why upset the Muslims and split us in two again? Let's just stay with this. Do you understand that point as well?
You're suggesting because of some kind of unity, purposes of unity, the opposition that came...
Politics.
Let me finish. The opposition that came after, opposition to Uthman, they didn't bother reinstating back what was the original. They thought, we don't want to divide the community, let's carry on with the temperance and corruption of the Quran. Wait, let's understand your argument. Let's understand the argument. So you think Muslims are so, strange people on earth, when the very reason Uthman started compiling was because companions of the Prophet ﷺ, they were reading the Quran during the Battle of Azerbaijan, Armenia. He was reciting the Quran and he was reciting the Quran. And they heard each other's recitation and they said, no, my recitation is better than yours.
Yeah.
And that went back to the Caliph. He says, what? Muslims are fighting and disagreeing on the book of God about which recitation is better? Then, wait, excuse me. Let me finish. Excuse me, no. You see, now you're, can I finish the point? It's not going to work. So, that only recitation differences alarmed the Caliph to again do an official endeavor again to get everyone back together on the drawing board to copy the Quran and distribute it.
Oh, this is enough one.
Wait, at Uthman's time.
Yes, sorry.
The disagreements. And yet, the same argument doesn't apply when the opposition comes and he says, what? Oh, we're going to keep these disagreements, doesn't matter whether you recite this way or that way. I know Quran has been changed by our previous leadership. We're going to keep with this corrupted Quran. Excuse me. I want to see this mentality and I want you to consistently apply that to your Bible. Because if you're really a Bible believer. So now you're saying the next leadership that came, they were happy with the corruption of the Quran by the earlier leadership.
No, I didn't say that.
That's what you said. You said because of the purpose of unification of the Muslims, not to...
I think the word is pragmatic. Because they got in power, they have a choice. If they really believe in the Quran, they're not just in it for the money and
Did they believe in it?
You don't know and I don't know.
I'm asking you, what do you think?
Well, we don't know, do we?
Oh, they fought over each other, but they had the same Quran.
No, what I'm saying
and yet,
people in those days, you don't know what's in their heart. You don't know what they've done it for. In fact...
maybe you don't believe in the Bible, right? I don't know what's in your heart. Is it possible you don't believe in the Bible?
Christians...
May I ask you this question directly? Is it possible you don't believe in the Bible?
Christians...
Excuse me. Is it possible that you don't believe in the Bible in your heart, but when you speak, you actually say, I believe in the Bible?
Christian...
Because we go by the statements... I am saying... We go by the statements of the Muslims and the leadership. They all believe in the Quran, they made it very clearly. You are saying, we don't know what's in the heart. Even though you say you believe in the Bible.
We don't know what's in their heart.
We don't know what's in your heart.
We don't know what's in your heart.
Exactly.
So you might not believe the Bible.
But earlier on, you said you knew what's in my conscience.
No, I said your conscience is based on your social condition.
Yeah, you made a claim, but you don't... Anyway,
no, I said it's based on social condition, and I supported that with evidence.
I made a mistake earlier on. When you said about two sides fighting, I thought you were talking about the time when there were two Muslims in the mosque when Muhammad was still alive. One was reciting.
No, you changed the subject again.
No, it's the same subject. And when the other...
No, that's not Laylatul Qadr. It's got nothing to do with that.
When the other heard him, he said, it was all I could do is hold myself back from going and grabbing him there and then. And I think he dragged him to Muhammad. He said, this man is reciting the Quran in the wrong way. So Muhammad...
No, he didn't say wrong way.
What did he say then?
So I would like you to do one thing. I am going to tell you.
What did he say?
But before I tell you, I have to tell you something else, which is this. If you're going to recount historical narrations, information,
Yes.
you should try your best to recount them as best
I do.
accurately as possible.
I do try to.
Do you have a phone which has facilities to actually...
No, not today, no.
Not today. Or a paper version, you have a bag. Next time, copy it down, copy and paste and print it. Well, I'm going to tell you why.
I used to.
Tell you why. So, we don't want you to say things which are not there, ahistorical. Imagine, you know what, when Jesus met this woman and he said, you know what, woman, you're from planet Mars. But actually, this is what your mistake, right? He didn't say anything about planet Mars. So you're introducing your own words.
Sorry, Muhammad said I gave two recitations.
No. So first of all, he says this is not how the Prophet taught me. Yeah, the way you're reciting is not the way.
No, Muhammad answered the question, the problem, by saying.
No. Before you go to the problem, when the two companions, Omar, when he heard Surah number 25, Surah Al-Furqan being recited, yeah, by Hisham, or Hashim Hisham, I think his name is, or the other companion, he says, this is not the way the Prophet taught me.
Which way did he teach you? Did the Prophet tell you to make a profit?
Have you had your coffee yet?
No.
Okay, you need to have your coffee and then we can continue on this issue. So to continue. So then they say, okay, let's go back to the Prophet. When there were disputes about the Quran, I'm a Muslim, alhamdulillah, praise be to Allah.
What I want to know is, when is the Messiah going to come?
You are interrupting this gentleman. Have some patience.
It's one-sided.
Do you want me to continue with this gentleman first?
I need a coffee first.
Yeah, you need a coffee too, according to your own words. So,
I need a coffee.
he's been here already.
I'll be here for half an hour. I need a coffee physically. I need a coffee too.
So why don't you have a grab of coffee and we can continue another time. But do you want just 2-minute clarification on this? So when there was a dispute, they didn't say, you know what, infidel. No. They were saying, let's go back to the Prophet, because it's the Prophet who taught us. Are you an intelligent or a rational?
Unintelligent.
Okay, unintelligent. Sorry, you're excluded from that discussion. So they went back to the Prophet, and the Prophet said, okay, you recite. You recite. Then he recited, and the Prophet said, this is how it was revealed. And then the Prophet then turned to the other companion. You recite. And he recited exactly the way the Prophet taught him. And the Prophet said, this is how it was revealed. So the Prophet taught these...
made a mistake because he told two different things to different people.
No.
The same verse.
No. I'm very surprised that you don't even know the very basics of what we believe about our Quran. I mean, yet you come here to discuss with Muslims.
The same verse in the Quran?
The Prophet taught the Quran.
Is that a yes or a no? Was it the same verse?
I think I was just about to answer the question. The Prophet taught the Quran in several ahruf, or modes of recitation, to facilitate ease of reading and memorizing, because there are people who are weak, there are who are old, there who are unable.
All in the Quraysh language?
No, listen. The Prophet recited because Allah allowed.
In the Quraysh language.
Why do you call
If you keep on interrupting every time I'm trying to explain to you, you will never hear the explanation.
You can say yes or no.
You talk drivel.
Okay, what day is it today? Sunday or Monday? Yes or no?
It's Sunday.
I said yes or no.
Yeah, that's to try to trick the mind, yes.
Try to trick the mind. So do not try to trick the mind by saying and asking question yes and no. Let me continue. Thank you.
You're the one who said it.
No, you asked me yes and no, yes and no. I just gave you your own medicine. Yes and no doesn't always it's not always applicable. Okay. Prophet ﷺ taught the Quran in several ahruf. If you want to know what the ahrufs are, we can tell you.
Tell me.
Okay. Consider these other modes of recitation. Different modes of recitation. That is why
are they all in the correct language? That's my question.
No.
Are they different? So Muhammad taught the Quran in different different languages.
Non-different languages, all in Arabic.
Or
It's all in Arabic,
but
the
not in the
Quran,
Quraysh
I know that.
dialect.
The Quran is not only for the Qurayshi people.
So
Do you agree?
So you're saying that when he talked un-Qurayshi Arabs, he spoke it in their dialect?
No, I don't say. I didn't say. I'm making such clear. I am saying.
The question.
What is the question?
The two recitations that he gave to these two different men.
It's not to do with dialect.
Was it? It was the same verse.
It's not the same verse. It's the same chapter or a surah.
So it's the same chapter.
Yeah. Surah number 25, Surah Al-Furqan.
And they had an argument saying that you've said it wrong, and the other one said no, you've said it.
It is not to do with dialect.
But was that in the Quraysh dialect?
I've answered 3 times already, even before you asked.
No, you haven't answered.
I've answered 3 times, even before you asked. I said it's not to do with dialect.
But was it in the dialect?
What you asking is it's not to do with that.
No, it wasn't.
So you're saying
You haven't understood my question.
Muhammad.
It was not with dialect. Maybe I haven't made myself clear. It wasn't to do with the dialect.
Language.
Sorry?
Language?
No, modes of recitation.
Yeah, so what does that mean?
Right. I'll give you a standard book that you can read upon with all the various explanations. Hang on.
I don't need to read a...
Yes, do you know why? Why?
It's good to read books, that's good.
Do you know why I'm giving you the books?
My question
So you can then take a picture and say, this is what Muslim said.
There was two men in a mosque.
Okay, that's it.
One man...
Okay, that's it.
One man...
Let me continue.
Heard the other man say the same chapter and said, you're saying it the wrong way.
He didn't say the wrong way. You made the mistake again. You are inventing and changing history for your own benefit.
Why did he...
The hadith, the narrations, I'm just telling you, the hadith does not say you are reading the wrong way. How many times am I going to correct you?
Right, so why did he want to grab him around the neck?
He said,
why did he drag him to me?
He said, this is not how the Prophet taught me. Okay? So if the Prophet taught him something, which he then hears someone else reciting the same chapter in a different way, of course, he will say, where did you learn this from?
So you're saying that the way the person was saying it differently was not to do with dialect or language, right?
Yeah, go ahead.
And the words were not different either?
Okay. Did Omar, the companion, radiallahu anhu, understand which surah it was recited?
Yes.
Which surah did he think it was recited?
I don't know.
I said yes. How did you know he understood it was this surah recited? If the surah, chapter, the words, everything was different.
Because in the context, he said he heard him say it in the mosque. He heard him stand up. He heard him. He held himself back because he was angry.
What did he hear being recited in the prayer?
Not the way he.
No, what did he hear? Did he hear him reciting a chapter that he had no idea about?
I asked you that, didn't I? I said, so we know. You've already said it's the same chapter. We know that.
But how did you know it was the same chapter?
Because you just said that earlier.
No, I want you to tell me, how did he know it was the same chapter?
The question is, you've told me that it's the same chapter.
No, ignore what I said. I want you to now analytically examine these narrations. How did this companion understand the other companion was reciting chapter 25?
Was it in the same language? It must be in the same language. Or he understood the language that was being spoken.
How did he know it was chapter 25 and not 26 or not 3?
Because the words must have been quite similar.
Word must have been similar. Right. So there are certain differences. Wrong? What wrong?
In his mind, so wrong that
you are again introducing what we call your own logical fallacies. The hadith does not say, he said, you're reciting it wrong.
He grabbed him and dragged him to Muhammad.
Look, if you read the Quran, if you're at the time of the Prophet, and you read the Quran different than I have learned directly from the Prophet, I'm going to take you to the Prophet. I'm going to take you like this. Come.
At the time of the Prophet, could I read?
Do you know why I would do that?
Could I read the whole Quran?
Because the Prophet taught me directly, and you're reading it slightly differently.
Could I read the whole Quran? Muhammad was alive.
Why should you keep changing the subject?
So, let's come back to this man, right? I think I'm not sure what subject you're going to talk about. If you want a lesson about compilation of the Quran, or the first and the second and the third, a good book I can recommend to you is by Yasir Qadi. It's called Introduction to the Sciences of the Quran. Yeah? Or Mufti Taqi Usmani's, similarly a book on the Introduction to the Sciences of the Quran. Both available in English. And they go through all the details, if you do care. But if you want to really just argue for the sake of argument, you're not going to go anywhere. Why? Because you don't have the very basic understanding of the history. You're just inventing things, and I am catching you out on this. So what happened is this. When Uthman compiled, how did he compile? Did he just say, okay, I'm going to just make an order, this is my version of the Quran, you follow? No. This was done with the consensus of all the companions that were able to gather together within this project.
According to whose history?
According to our history.
No.
Not your history, because you have no history for our history.
But my question is...
So according to our history, this is what's happened.
First of all, the history we talk about, we all have it. Yeah?
Have you read our history?
I've read some of it.
Which one?
And first of all, it's not
Which have you read?
Your history, because you're from India. You're not an Arab.
Islamic history. Relax.
So this is true, isn't it? Yeah?
No, it's not true, because we're not talking about my ethnic background. What's the Urdu history and the Tamil history?
Yeah.
We were talking about the Islamic history. I'm a Muslim. This is my history. If you don't like it, then what can I say?
Well,
you have to go for your coffee.
You're quoting
right?
history like you're an expert.
Yeah.
It's your word.
So
I've never quoted.
So what we're saying is,
You're behaving like
okay, brother. So what we're saying is this: did the companions, whether they liked him or didn't like him, did they disagree with his compilation?
What do you think would have happened to him if they disagreed with Uthman? What do you think? Seriously, what do you think would have happened?
Yeah, what do you think? Do you think they're like this kind of,
my question to you was,
what do you think? What you're giving me is, Muslim Khalif was such that,
you mean
brother, please,
not the ones that,
excuse me,
not the ones.
He has an idea of a Muslim Khalif, just like some of the presidents of our countries today, some countries, where he's such a dictator, anyone disagrees with him, off with your head. Is that what you think?
Well, when Muhammad assassinated people and cut their heads off, that was the order of the day from Muhammad, wasn't it?
Which Muhammad? The Paul you're talking about?
I'm talking about Muhammad cut off people's heads.
Okay, so I know it's a very dubious way of bringing in Prophet Muhammad as an assassinator.
No,
okay, when did he assassinate? Anyway, just let's entertain that. When did he assassinate anyone?
Well, he assassinated when he was in Mecca. He didn't assassinate anybody.
When did he assassinate anyone?
But he didn't have power. When he went to Medina, and he gained power.
Yeah, when did he assassinate?
By having camel raids.
No, when did he assassinate?
I'm telling you, I'm
not camel raids. I'm not interested in horse raids and camel raids. Well, assassinations.
Assassination?
Yes.
I'm trying to tell you how we got there.
No, I don't want to know how you got there. Tell me, the person that he assassinated.
Why do you want to know?
Because I don't want your history which you don't know anything about it.
Right, one of the women.
Tell me who he assassinated himself.
Will you let him finish
one of the
his
women.
point?
One of the women.
Does he have a point?
Well, I don't know yet because I haven't heard.
We've been here for an hour.
Right. So he has no point. That's the point.
One of the women. One of the women that he had assassinated.
He assassinated himself.
I didn't say that, did I?
Okay, so he didn't assassinate anyone himself.
No,
okay, let's clarify this point. Did he assassinate anyone himself? Excuse me.
You asked me a question.
Did the Prophet ﷺ assassinated any human being himself?
First of all, let me finish my point.
No.
I would like you to directly answer the question.
When you say no.
Did the Prophet of Islam assassinate any human being himself?
When you say no,
I didn't say no or yes.
it's not up to you what I say.
I'm asking you a question.
Yes.
Well, that's a logical.
Did he assassinated any human being himself?
No, first of all, you asked a question about assassination.
No,
yes?
himself.
No. You bring it. Now you're putting a condition. The first thing you said to me.
Clarify that.
Clarify.
Clarify.
To me
Okay.
was,
Okay.
Let's talk about assassination. You don't want to talk
Excuse
about,
me.
You don't want to talk about
My friend.
camel raids.
My friend.
So let's talk about assassination.
Excuse me. We were talking about compilation of the Quran, and now we're going to assassination. Do you know why this shift of change? Because when people are insecure about a subject which they cannot really talk about it, they want to move to someone else. You know what? I make good coffee.
So I'll tell you about.
You know what? I'm not interested in your good coffee. I was interested in. Did he assassinated for the last time?
Tell you about one.
Did the Prophet ﷺ assassinated any human being himself? The answer is.
If you give the order, you have assassinated them yourself.
So by his own hand, he hasn't.
Okay. So
I'm not too sure, but I think there was one man where when they gathered round him and he was on the floor and he said, Muhammad, what about my daughters? And Muhammad said, to hell with your daughters.
Okay, brother. Let's go back.
I think Muhammad may have.
I think we've got your argument.
I think Muhammad may have killed that.
Listening to what?
He's explaining.
He's not explaining.
I want to go to.
He's not explaining something. He's not explaining something which has a basis.
Talk about the woman that was in bed with her children.
No.
Okay. Right.
I want to talk about the.
Are you going to be consistent with this method?
Talk about the woman who was in bed with her children in Medina, in her own quarter, with babies in
Shall
bed.
we talk about that?
Yes.
Okay, good. Right. Okay. Let me respond.
I haven't finished.
Make your claim.
So,
and then go back to Uthman's compilation.
According to the hadith, it says with great detail, the woman was in bed with her children.
Which hadith? I'll write this down.
One of the children.
Which hadith? Sorry.
One of the children was
Which hadith?
Even one of the children.
No, stop, please. I beg you. Which hadith?
You know perfectly well.
No, I don't know perfect hadith. No, which hadith?
After many years, you know exactly.
No. You're making this up. Which hadith?
Tell them to give them the information.
Even one of the children.
Excuse me.
No, we believe you're making
Which hadith?
You're making this up.
Which hadith? It's important to ask for the reference. Which hadith?
Every lie that you say, God's going to judge you.
Didn't Jesus say to go kill all the women in a city?
Brother, we will talk about this in a second. I want to see how consistent you are.
One day.
Okay.
Every lie that you lie.
Okay. My friend.
So I'm explaining to you idiocy.
Okay.
About a woman.
Which hadith? Would you care to give us which hadith? I don't. Seriously, I don't. Which hadith?
I don't know what you're talking about.
You made the claim. The role is on you to substantiate.
I've been here 7 years talking to you.
You haven't talked to me for 7 years. I've stopped talking to you the moment I realized you are not a sincere individual. When a man of integrity, I stopped talking. But my brother invited me, that's why I'm talking to you. Excuse me. Where? Give us the reference.
Exactly what I'm
He's just making it up.
Okay. Which hadith? Do you know why we asked for it? So we can check it out ourselves. So where did he say that?
No, the reason
Where?
The reason why you asked for it.
Where is it?
Let him say the story so you know what he's claiming.
Look, you can say it's Bukhari, Muslim, Abu Dawud, Tirmidhi, Nasai, Abi Shayba. Excuse me. Listen.
Enlighten us.
Just tell us where it is. Brother.
He's already enlightened.
Tell us where it is and then move on.
Many years he knows the story.
You make a claim, you give the evidence.
Tell us where it is and then move on. You only need 5 seconds to say that.
Just admit you don't know. Just admit you don't know and send it out.
He just doesn't want the public to hear about it.
Do you know where the hadith is?
Do you know where it is?
Talking about?
So,
do you know where it is? Excuse me, now stop there. Whenever you say Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam say, you have to tell me where he said it. Where did he say it? Where did he say it?
I think it's fairly clear he doesn't
Was
know
it
the
hadith
Thank you.
answering Islam?
That does not mean it's not there.
No, it's important. It's important. Why? Because we cannot go along saying, you know what Jesus said? The woman who came from Mars. You have all the right to stop me saying, where did he say that?
wasting time, Mansour.
Because this is the nature of the allegations he's making. Someone from Mars. So now, God will judge you and me and everyone else. Don't forget yourself. When you stand in front of God, make sure you are someone who will be able to justify all the things that you're making this up.
I'm justified.
Okay, we'll see.
And I'm justified.
You will see. Right. So, are you consistent? Okay, now here's my take on this. You said when you give order, it's as if you are assassinating yourself, right? That's what you said. When Jesus, who is the God of the Old Testament, ordered the killing of the babies. No.
Why not? You want to go somewhere else, do you?
You got a reference. Consistency.
You want to go
consistency.
You want to go away from
brother. In your Bible, in the Old Testament, in Samuel, in Ezekiel chapter 9, verse 5. I'm giving you the reference. Do you hear? Ezekiel chapter 9, verse 5. Jesus says, "Go and kill."
You wanted to know about assassination?
Men, women, and children, and do not show pity or compassion. So Jesus ordered the killing of babies.
You wanted to know about Muhammad's assassinations.
Excuse me. Did Jesus?
Did you ask me that? Did you ask me that question?
I'm answering.
No,
I'm answering.
You
know why I'm answering?
You asked me the question.
But you've answered asked your question already.
No,
because you keep on waffling.
I haven't finished it.
You already have.
Every time.
Okay.
You're interrupting.
So are you going to back up your question with references? Okay. Where did it say in the hadith?
Well, where it is. You're lying to me. You're lying to me. You're lying to the public.
Okay. Where in the hadith?
You're lying before God.
Excuse me. What did I lie about?
You know full well what you're lying about.
No, he doesn't know.
End of discussion. Sorry. Why did you invite me to talk to an individual who has even a grain of sincerity? Not a grain of sincerity. If you have sincerity, tell me. Where did the Prophet say that? Which hadith?
You're being a hypocrite now.
Now you're calling me a liar? You're calling me a hypocrite?
You
know what? May God...
I can't shake your hand.
Okay, I don't have any gloves anyway, so it doesn't matter. I would have put my gloves on and ask you to put your gloves on so you can shake your hands. So at least you feel that, okay, there's some kind of artificial ending of the discussion. Is this how you feel about? I just want to end the discussion in a mutual, saying, okay, what? agree to disagree. He doesn't even want to do that because in your heart there's something else.
For that reason.
Something else.
For that reason
Okay.
I told you a long time ago.
You know what?
When you say that
Would you mind continuing the discussion between yourself? Because I think this discussion is not going to be any fruitful
I'm ready to
discussion.
convince Christian.
Yeah? How about discussing with my brother? Continue the discussion, and I'm sure you will both learn from each other. In this discussion, no one's learning from each other.
إن أعجبك الفيديو لا تنسى الإعجاب والاشتراك في القناة.